we're celebrating 50 years of existence, to try to see, and I'm sure there are some smart questions in you on how the world looked like in 1961, 50 years ago. I think when the first man, who was a Russian, as we know, was shoot to outer space. At the same time, Mr. Boone decided to start for himself, and I don't know if that has any connection to itself.
No.
But I hope you all know, and otherwise please be introduced by the founder of our company. We're very proud he is here today, Mr. Dick Boone. So what you know quite vividly, I know because we spoke about it before, what that meant for Freypack when Freypack got the first computer, and compared to other colleague and naval architects, how did that change the company?
It changed the yards and it changed the company. By example, the yards need less people to do the lofting. There are almost no lofting people on any yard anymore, because everything was taken over by firms like Freypack. And for Freypack it means that we need more people. Yeah. It looks strange, but because the yards ask much more drawings, we need more people.
But you have saved more hours.
To build the boat, they saved much more hours. So and especially the last 10 years we did systems to save more hours.
But in the meantime,
I mean not 5%, but more than 20%.
But in the meantime, also boats got more complex. When we all compare a boat of 25 years ago and today with this thing,
I give you one sample. Do you have the picture of the Kathleen? I tell you the story about Kathleen. Kathleen is an 85 feet dockers bank offshore. It's not a type like that, but a real dockers bank, but with the wheelhouse in more or less in front. The client was from Philadelphia, and I met him in February '84, and the contract was made the 1st of May of '84. With one of the points in the contract, in the summer '85 it should be delivered. That means that you start on 1 May '84. You have to make all the drawings, special the steel drawings, because the yard should start 2 months later. The drawings has to be checked by Lloyd's, so I took all the drawings under my arm, fly to Southampton. In 1 day I get all the drawings stamped back, so the yard could start. And July the year later, the boat was in the water. And in October it was in Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. That's almost impossible now. Yeah. And that was in the time without computers. But now today the boats are so complicated. And a contract in that time was 1 page, and now it is 50 pages.
And as we have prepared this, you have a favorite yacht as well. I know that. It's the other one which is on the screen.
Yeah, this is my favorite. This is my favorite design. And why? Because I believe this is a true example of an expedition vessel. Because it has the guest cabins exactly where it's supposed to be. Guest cabins should not be down in the hull, because it's all about emotion, it's all about feeling, it's all about experience. And when you're down below in the hull, you don't experience the areas where you are doing expeditions. And that just in 36 meter, to have so much volume, to have a full in the bottom, a full crew deck. So just on tank top there's a full crew deck. We have a full guest deck. It was quite a challenge to get it all in. You have also some favorites.
Yeah, something that's also in the Freypack heritage.
This was one of the first hand sketches. This is the structural model.
Well, it started out with some very conceptual sketches where the main idea was to build a boat from approximately 20-21 meters. That's easy to build. So square surfaces with the hull similar to a sailboat for the maximum efficiency, where we work together nervously with Mr. Boone also. this client wanted to have a boat that could go all over the world and not costing the same price as a normal super yacht should
Aluminum.
would cost. So it would be possible for anyone to buy a boat that could go over the world without buying a sailing boat.
Now Mr. Boon's making quite a large study into propulsion, future propulsion, modern propulsion. Already, if you know yachts like Alumercia or the Tigre Rose, all pod propelled, electric propelled, but boats which were built in the 80s and 90s. And now, Mr. Boon's making a big study on propulsion and especially how electronics will work with that.
What is it, hybrids or hybrid?
Hybrid, yeah.
Hybrid.
Propulsion, yeah.
Hybrid propulsion I work on at the moment. And make a study of 3-4 weeks on batteries only. That's something that's so complicated.
You think
And
that is the future rather than just a step, a fad, a trend? You think that is the way it will be? You think there's a long-term future for hybrid?
Hybrid, yeah.
It's inevitable.
I'm not saying boats which sail on the Mediterranean, and they can always go high speed or whatever. But boats in inland waters, in France by example, you only can go 6 kilometers an hour in the canals. And then it's stupid to have a 200 horsepower engine and use only 10 horsepower. Then you should use hybrid. You should use your batteries for a couple of hours. And then you need also to fill it in a very short time, and now that gives many complications. And that's what I study at the moment.
And there are a lot of new sailing grounds which are becoming more and more open. The grounds of Eastern Germany are very much popular. There are also grounds where you can't sail swiftly. The more we go to our clients in Russia, the more I even get excited of just sailing all these rivers you have up there. They're huge and it's beautiful nature. But most of them, most likely, you will at one time only can go normal speed instead of 30 knots.
Poland.
Poland, for instance, also exceptionally beautiful. So there's a big field, and we see that already. Now it's getting very commercial with cars, etc. But already for years we see that there's a big demand for more efficient propulsion. So that's definitely not a trend. That's here to stay. Owners want their boats much quicker to the water, much quicker than that. We need to go back to the year building for an 84-footer from nothing until something. Something we tried with recently, the 20-meter Gamma, if you follow that a little bit, where we developed a new building kit system to build a boat indeed within a year. But that's something which we see needs to be improved. The cycle between nothing until in the water needs to be shortened a lot. And in our honest opinion, especially Bart and my honest opinion, it's not even that, it's also the price of the boat which needs to come down dramatically to get enough people on the water. Of course, we have a lot of owners who like spending millions, but as you've seen in our company too, we also employ 13 to 15 people who do products which you and I could buy. And those boats need to get cheaper because many consumers want to have an RV and a new Harley Davidson and a new house, preferably somewhere in Brazil these days, and a boat. And therefore the price of the boat simply needs to come down if we want to keep our industry growing. That's a very strong belief of us, and we try to do our part in that.
Yeah.